probably one of the most spiritual experiences of my mission came about a year into it. I was in Sanford, Arizona, and we had recently gotten a referral from the bishop of the ward we were in, one of the wards we were in, and he had told us that there was an older couple in the ward whose daughter had just passed away. Their daughter was a recent convert of the church. She had been a member a couple of years. And they grew up in Sanford their whole lives and knew a lot about the Mormons. Sanford's kind of like Utah and how many Mormons there are there. But they had just never wanted to join. But when their daughter passed away that was a member of the church, it really got them thinking, and they knew how much happiness it had brought her, and so they decided that maybe it was time for them to do the same. So we got this really awesome referral, and we had tried a couple times to be able to go see them, and it was pretty unsuccessful. They would answer the door and ask us to come back later, or they just wouldn't be there at all. But in the meantime, I remember in my personal studies doing a lot of studying on the plan of salvation to be able to teach this family when we did meet with them. But pretty shortly after this, I received some news myself that my brother had passed away at home. And that was a really hard experience for me, to have someone that I loved, someone in my family, pass away while I was out serving the Lord and doing what I knew He wanted me to do. But it was neat that I had that experience to prepare for this family that had just lost a loved one as well. And so as hard as it was to lose my brother, there couldn't have been a more perfect time for it to happen. Because I was studying about the plan of salvation at the time, and I knew more about it then than I ever had. And so that I was able to draw upon that comfort for me as well. And so pretty shortly after I received the news of my brother passing away, we went back to this family to try and see them again. And we knocked on their door, and she answered. Her name was Cam Du Bois, and she answered the door. And we just told her we were missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and that we just wanted to come in and share a message with her about families. And she said that she had been wanting to talk to us, and had just been super busy. But as we stood there and we were talking to her, she kind of started crying and just lost all control, and said she wanted us to come back, but she couldn't talk to us right then. And she kind of slammed the door and ran off really quick. And we didn't know what had happened at the time, but later we found out through one of her neighbors that she was really close with. Her neighbor told us that as we were standing there at the door, between my companion and I on the ground was a nickel. And Sister Du Bois's daughter's name was, middle name was Nicole. And so as a nickname, they would always call her Nickel. And so as me and my companion stood there at her door, wanting to share a message about families, she was able to look on the ground and see a nickel, and it reminded her of her daughter. And so to her, she knew that was a sign that what she was about to embark on was right, that we really were sent there for her, and that she needed us in that time. And so that was probably one of the neatest experiences of my mission, to be able to help a family come to the knowledge of the plan of salvation and the comfort that they'll get to see one of their loved ones again.